There are shows with psychics,
And there are shows with doctors.
but there's no show like The Psychic and the Doc.
Your practical paranormal power unleashed.
This show synthesizes the talents of world-class medium Mark Anthony, the psychic lawyer, psychic explorer,
And street smart spiritualist, behavioral psychologist, Dr. Pat Baccili. All subjects are on the table and no topic is taboo. Inspiration, insight,
action, and fun as Mark Anthony connects callers with loved ones in spirit.
in tandem with Dr. Pat's fresh, no-nonsense, street smart, intuitive insights. And she is hilarious.
Extraordinary problems
Require extraordinary solutions, which may come from this side
or the other side. This is The Psychic
and the Doc. And it starts now.
Hey, everybody, I want to welcome you. Welcome to The Psychic and the Doc. And I am Dr. Pat Baccili. And yes, that is my last name for real. Mark Anthony is my amazing co-host for this show. He will be on in a second. We are taking your calls, and I'll tell you why in a minute. 1-800-930-2819. 2024 is the year of more. Thank you, Beth Larson, who I interviewed today, whose platform is absolutely incredible, the Fabulous Frequency. And what Beth does is talks about more. This is the time for more joy, more energy. When we looked at 2024, we thought about more, but I couldn't just say more as a thing like more. I had to think about what does more stand for. And so I was kind of pondering this, and Sierra, you are in on this too. And I said, the acronym MORE, M-O-R-E, what does it mean? Now, today's episode is 2024 is an open door to your best life. I'm going to change it, Rocky, to 2024 is an open door to expecting more. Now, what does that mean? I'm reflecting upon this because when Mark comes on, I got an announcement to make, and Sierra is going to participate in that. And what I mean by that is when I think about this, more. You ready? We're going to take a short break, then Mark's going to join us. Here's what this means. Manifesting opportunities. You with me so far? Reignited expansively. You see, this is the deal. And when we come back, the show today, a very, very short break, the show today, 2024 is an open day to expecting more. What is your more? It's also a very important day for me personally, the network, the people that formed it. And when we come back, I don't think Mark even knows what I'm about to say. When we come back, we're going to talk about what this means. We're going to go to the phone lines. And we're going to invite all of you. What's your more? Sierra, let's take a short break.
Welcome to The Psychic and the Doc. This is our first show of 2024. And the theme tonight is 2024, like never before. Let it open the door to more. And Dr. Pat and I last week were talking about more. And more doesn't mean greed or avarice. It means more peace, more joy, more love, more healing, more forgiveness. More is a positive thing. And 2024 is opening the door to your more.
Okay.
And here we go.
Okay, here it is. The acronym. We created an acronym. Why? Because I work for the phone company, and the phone company is the company that has more acronyms for anything. Are you ready for it? You ready? Wait for it.
I'm ready for this.
Where's the drum roll? Wait for it. Manifesting opportunities re-energized expansively.
Wow.
Right? Okay. I got to make an announcement. You don't even know this, and then we'll kick it up. Do you know what today is?
Other than January 4th and the first
Okay.
show of the year for us.
It is our 20th anniversary of crust busting your way to an awesome life. Sierra's going to put up those original, the jackhammer,
That's crust busting.
crust busting your way to an awesome life. My first show, sitting in that studio you came to.
Yep.
Remember?
I do.
In Bellevue. 20 years. Are you ready for it? 20
Wow.
years. And crust busting your way to an awesome life was incredible. And one of the things we did so spectacularly is it was a show that represented where I was in my life, how stuck I was, and how I stepped out on faith, Mark. And I want to talk about that today because that's what today's episode's about. It's great to want more. And I want is not the word, desire is the word. But there's a part of this we're going to talk about tonight. Part of this is having the desire is part one. Having the boldness to trust the universe and take action, that's part two.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me in the one of the darkest moments of my life. I said yes, pulled out a credit card. 3 months later, said yes again, pulled out a credit card. And I've been pulling out that credit card and investing in what we now call the Transformation Network, which didn't come along immediately.
Right.
And so I wanted to say that because 2024, you and I, Rocky, Linda, our teams are going to get together and we're going to plan for the psychic and the doc more.
Yep.
More.
And I think that because if the psychic and the doc gets more, then we're able to help people more and help more people more.
Yeah. Today's show is exciting. What does it mean to you, Mark? What does this episode mean to you?
Well, this episode it's turning the page to a new chapter in so many different things, not just with our show, The Psychic and the Doc, but to everything. We've seen in the last 3 years, I mean, the world has never been a calm and copacetic place, but in the last 3 years, things have really gotten bad. And I am trusting that 2024, humanity is going to get the wake-up call. Now, you and I may not be able to do anything about what's going on in the Mideast or Ukraine or whatever, but what we can do is positively influence the people that listen to us and who call in. So that's what tonight's show means is we're here to help people even more.
Oh, look, I want to comment on what you just said. I entered this game. It was actually 21 years ago, but 20 years ago, AMFN pulled out the credit card. But I did this as being part of service. I did not want people to step through the potholes. I don't know how, Mark, except divine intervention guided me to a vision that I got in 2004 for this network that I had to wait until about 5 years ago to implement because the technology in the world hadn't created it yet. But this is what you and I are talking about for this show. We are here for you. We're here for you all. This is the deal. This is why Mark and I do this. You know, many people think when you talk to business coaches, I don't know how many you have, but they're like, what's your business plan? I don't have one. Well, you don't have one for the second? No. Mark and I do a show called Psych and Doc. We don't have a business plan. What do you want to get done? We want more people. We want to help more people. Well, what's a business plan for that? What's your budget? What budget? I don't know. We'll think. No, you know, you got to step out on faith.
Yes. Well, that happened in a very big way to me. I brought Rocky on to help me when my first book, Never Letting Go, came out. And she got me, and I was working for a government agency at the time because I segued out of my law practice. And I figured, all right, I'll work for this government agency. And then Never Letting Go came out. And Rocky got me 2 gigs, one at MSNBC in New York City, which was cool because we were in the studio right next to where they filmed Saturday Night Live. And it was just kind of neat being, it was really cool being there. And then we were in Boston and it was cold and it was like right before Christmas. And all of a sudden I get a cell phone call, and it was from the elected official of the government agency that I work for. And he was complaining to me that I was taking off too much time. I said, yes, but I'm taking off vacation time. Well, he said, a particular political party, which I won't mention the name, but it's loaded with, religious nuts. Because I believe God wants spiritual fruit, not religious nuts. But the thing is, he was going on and on and on about all the flack he was catching. And I said, well, let me make this easy for you. Accept this call as my resignation. He goes, oh, okay. And I hung up and I looked at Rocky and I said, oh my God, I just quit the practice of law. And Rocky said, Mark, where are you? And I said, well, Harvard. She goes, and what are you doing in an hour? I said, signing copies of my new book and giving a presentation about the afterlife. And she said, don't you think you're right where you're supposed to be? And Dr. Pat, I've always been so amazed because in many ways, that was the same thing with you. A strange mishap phone call got you a radio show. Yeah. And a strange mishap phone call for me. In other words, I believe that the door opens. Okay. And that's the theme today is yes. 2024, open the door like never before. Yeah. And for you, Dr. Pat, a door opened and it didn't ask you to go through. You got shoved through it. All right. And here you are. And it was the same thing with me. It was like, yes, I'd had a long and I believe somewhat distinguished career in the practice of law, but the universe said, okay, enough of that, now this. And then we met. And I remember the first time I was on the Dr. Pat show, I called on, and you were the first big radio show that I was on as a medium, and things went really well. And I remember afterwards, Linda called me and says, yeah, that went really well. We'd love to have you back on. And lo and behold, all the pieces fell into place. And so that's the snippet, everybody, about how Dr. Pat and I got our start individually and now doing this show. But that's not unique to us. That's unique to everyone. Yeah. And so take our example and realize that, we get a lot of people calling in, oh, I hate my job, I hate my life, I hate this. And it's like, well, be open to the changes that are going to come. And as Dr. Pat said, it's more than wanting the change, it's having the faith and the courage to take that step. Yeah.
We're going to go to break, but I want to say this. Sierra is going to put up, I don't know if you could put up that webpage I sent you, but it's the flyer for the first seminar I did on crust busting. And Mark, the idea came to me so easily. And I went to almost every center in the Seattle area, and I was turned down except by one, Reverend Susie Shadle of the Center for Spiritual Living on the East Side. And Susie, yeah, I don't know what it is, but it sounds like it's going to be fun. And the scariest moment in my life when I did this and put the flyer out, I never thought that the people that would sign up would be the people that did. And I'm telling you, I almost didn't do it. I had every Center for Spiritual Living practitioner in the area, reverend, show up for it. And I thought, am I supposed to do this? Who am I? Let's take a short break. When we come back, it's all about you. Let us help you open that door for more. Let us do that. And when we come back, we're going right to the phones. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Mark, one quick thing. How do people get the copies of the books you just mentioned, and how do they schedule time with you?
Please visit my website, which is afterlifefrequency.com. And I got a lot of stuff going. I'm doing a lot of touring this year. And of course, I'll still be doing the Psychic and the Doc every Thursday. So sign up for my newsletter and visit my website, and you can see everything there at afterlifefrequency.com. Dr. Pat, what do you say we go to the phones?
Do it.
Up first, we have Stephanie from California. Stephanie, you are live.
Hi, Stephanie. Welcome to the Psychic and the Doc.
Hello, thank you. I want to wish
Hey.
you a happy new year. And hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
We
Happy
can.
New Year. Good, but you're very, very low. I'm going to have Sierra turn you up right there. How can we help you
Can you hear
tonight?
me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. How can we help you?
Perfect. I want to congratulate you on 3 years of an amazing show.
Thank you.
And I wanted to ask Mark if he had any messages for me from the other side.
I do. I'm getting, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got a whole group of people lined up to talk to you, Stephanie. But there is an older female. In other words, there was a woman who was older when she passed. And it's funny because I get like, she was an itty bitty thing. Okay. She was in her physical stature was petite, diminutive, but her personality and her force, she was a force of nature, definitely made up for that, way compensated for that. And I get, she must have been easily in her 80s, 80s. She could have even been in her early 90s when she passed. A lot of lines in her face. And she earned each one of those. And I do get, Stephanie, that she was pretty sharp right up to the very end. And when she did pass, I'm getting fluid buildup in the chest. So this could be congestive heart failure, or this could be some type of lung ailment. But I'm getting that she knew that she was going and she had accepted that. I'm also getting a lot of numbness now in my face. So she may have had some paralysis or possibly even a history of strokes. Do you recognize this person?
Possibly. It could be either of my grandmothers.
Oh, well, that's good. And we may actually have both of them here. And one of them is projecting to me the image of an opal. And opals are one of the birthstones for the month of October. So what this could mean, Stephanie, is a significant birth, death, anniversary, or event, which may be connected to either of these grannies or to you or someone close to either of you within the month of October. A significance to October, unless there's a piece of jewelry of significance with an opal in it that you may recognize. Anything there?
I'd have to think about that.
Well, think about, let me ask you this. Did something major happen with you this last October? You're thinking too hard, Stephanie. Let me just go right to the spirits and give them the message, because the October connection is going to make sense to you at some point in time. This is very interesting. What they're telling me is the spirit that feels like she is connected to you from your father's side of the family. This would be your paternal grandmother. Said that in your life, you've had to be talked off the ledge more than once. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean, you were contemplating suicide, but you've gotten to the point where you were ready just to like say, I don't want to go anymore. I don't want to do any of this. She said, but you've gotten past that now. And this is a really positive message, because she said you have really, really gotten to the next level in your life. Like you have stopped doubting yourself. You have a new sense of self-confidence. And I know this is going to sound really weird, but now she's showing me an image of Minnie Mouse. And I know it's Minnie Mouse because she's got the skirt with the, it's a red skirt with the white polka dots and the big bow and on her head with the red and the white polka dots. So there could be something about polka dots or something in particular about Minnie Mouse or some type of imagery relating to Disney. Anything there makes sense?
Well, I was watching a show the other day, which was a Disney special.
Well, that would be a yes, don't you think?
Yes, I would think.
So that's a yes. And so that to me is the verifiable fact following the message that you have a much greater sense of self-confidence and self-worth than you used to, and that you have opened a new chapter in your life. And I know that sounds a lot like the theme of the show, but there's a reason that you're calling in at
Mhm.
this time. Dr. Pat, what's your take?
I want to know, give me a sense of why you were drawn to watch the Disney special. Tell me about that situation, that little event.
Well, I enjoy. I was a dancer,
There
and
you
I
go.
enjoy
Okay.
dancing.
Okay.
And there were dancers on this show
Yeah.
who were hosting and performing as well. So
Right. So you
I
were
was
drawn to
attracted
that.
it.
I mean, Mark, going back to what you said and the messages that originally came through, um, there's a door here for you. I don't have enough information at the moment to be able to tell you what that door is. Do you dance now?
Mhm. I do not. I exercise, but I don't dance.
Okay. I don't want to get too personal, but I love to play table tennis, better known as ping pong. My nickname is Ping Pong Patty, if you want to know.
Mhm.
Sometimes I don't get there as often as I want. That is a big problem for me. In the world of problems, it's not insurmountable. But I stop to think about, are you kidding? Is my life such that I can't take a half hour to drive up to Everett, get in there for an hour, spend time with my friends, sweat a lot, and have some fun? So I'm not gonna really direct this at you per se, but if there's something like that that stops you from doing what you desire to do in 2024, the year of more, I highly recommend you open that door and peek inside to see if that's something you want to explore again for yourself. That makes sense?
Okay. Yes.
I don't want to push you to do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little nudge, right?
Mhm.
You know, it's not like somebody feeding you the ice cream. It's them just taking it out of the freezer. What do you think about that suggestion for 2024?
Okay. That sounds great. I like it.
Okay, you got to check in and tell us you did it. No, I'm only kidding.
I
Thank you so much
I
for
will.
calling in. I really encourage you to do it. There's no mistake about this call. We never know what Mark is going to share, but there's always something, there's always a message. And in 3 years we've been doing this, 99.9% of the time, there's an action for people. Please
Mhm.
don't deny yourself doing things you love. Okay. Please.
Okay.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
I know you're going to do it. Thank you so much. Wow.
Thank you,
I
Stephanie.
will.
Yeah. Yes. I took Latin ballroom.
Did you?
I did. I love Latin. I'm pretty good at it.
I'm the worst dancer ever. And both
Yeah.
my parents were ballroom dancers. I mean,
Ooh.
they're like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers gliding across, and it's like that is not a trait I inherited.
Do
So
you know what doesn't go together? Latin ballroom dancing in those shoes and playing a sport 4 days a week that ruin your feet. Sierra, let's go. Let's go. Let's go to the phones.
Up next, we have Justin from Connecticut. Justin, you are live.
Hi, Justin. Justin, are you
Hello?
hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Can you turn down your radio if that's what's on in the background, please?
Absolutely. Yeah, I just muted it.
Good job. Hey, how can we help you tonight and Happy New Year?
Hi, my name's Justin. I'm from Burlington, Connecticut, and I just wanted to reach out as the new year's coming. 2023, I did lose my childhood best friend, someone very close to me. I'm at a very transitional age. I'm just graduating college and, starting my own business. So I guess really I'm trying to move forward
Yeah.
without that kind of connection
Mm.
that most people have throughout their life.
Mm.
And if you guys had any advice messages for me.
Yeah. So sorry to hear that. How about I turn you towards Mark, and we'll start with Mark, okay?
Okay. Justin, please accept my deepest sympathy on the
Mm.
passing of your friend. I can totally relate. I had two really close friends that I had since childhood, and both of them are gone now, and under bizarre circumstances. So I understand
Yep.
that sense of loss. Let me see who wants to come through for you. Okay, I am getting a male energy coming through. Now, he could be either on the generational level above yours, parent and uncle, or your level. Okay. I'm not sure just yet. And what I'm getting with him, excuse me, is this impact sensation to my head. And the impact sensation indicates to me, Justin, that doesn't always mean trauma. That can also mean, it can mean head trauma, stroke, aneurysm, or a quick or an unexpected passing, because I'm getting a jolt there. I'm also getting a metallic taste in my mouth. A metallic taste can mean a couple different things. Sometimes it means gunshot, but other times it could mean medications, legal or otherwise, because I get a metallic taste in my mouth. And it could mean there could have been seizures or convulsions, some type of neurological issue prior to his passing. But what I'm getting with him is prior to his transition, I'm getting a sedated sensation. Very heavy. I feel heaviness to all the limbs in my body. The metallic taste is intensifying. So it does feel to me that there may have been some type of medication involved, medication or drug. Does any of this make sense to you, Justin?
Not really.
Oh, hold on, hold on. How did your friend pass?
In a motorcycle accident.
In a motorcycle accident. So remember when I said it could be abrupt and unexpected and head trauma? Okay. Do you know
The
if he
head
may
trauma
have,
part does
I'm sorry, do you know if
the
he
head
could
trauma.
possibly, all right, Justin, go ahead and say what you're going to say, but when I'm working with a spirit, try not to interrupt me because it can cause me to lose the connection. Go ahead. What were you about to say?
Oops, sorry. The head trauma part does make sense. This friend would be a female, so I'm not sure if there's maybe another male coming through, but
I'm going to stick with the male energy coming through. Do you have another male on your
okay.
generational level that may have died from a drug overdose?
No, not that I can think of right now.
This is really, really strong. Really strong. Question. Have you been to Hawaii?
No.
Okay, I'm going to take a pass. And the reason for this is whoever it is on the other side is giving me a pineapple. Now, pineapples can mean a connection to Hawaii. They can also mean a connection to the Caribbean. And pineapples could mean you love pineapples, hate pineapples, but it could also indicate an issue with inflammation. Okay, so maybe you have or had an issue in inflammation. So unless any of that makes sense, I'm going to let you go.
Mhm. And I want to help you for a minute,
Okay.
Justin. Thank you so much for stay on
Yep.
for a second. Um, both of us understand what it's like this past year for me. And my best friend doesn't like me to talk about it, but I do anyway. I almost lost
Yep.
my best friend, and we've been friends since 1972. Um,
Mhm.
I was able to put my life on hold. I have a great team. They filled in, and she's here with us
Yep.
today. The thought
Mhm.
of that is hard for me. There's one thing I want to ask you though, because
Yep.
sometimes we confuse gender with masculine and feminine energy. So let me give you an example. I'm a woman and I've been told I have more masculine energy than most men they know. And
Yep.
so I don't know if that has any meaning in it. But
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, there was someone close to me whose son, and this person would, this lady close to me, her son passed away from a drug overdose, and uh, there's two actually males involved in that. One was in Florida, and the other was in California. So I don't. That might be that is popping in my head now.
okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
she
Go ahead,
may
Justin.
really could use a message.
Good. Mark.
Okay. Yeah, and he passed from a drug overdose. And I'm getting that this was not an intentional, this was not suicide. This was unintentional. And based on the metallic taste and that numbness that I'm getting, this could be fentanyl, but this could be some other very heavy sedative, because different causes of death have a similar physical sensation. Okay. And I don't mean to keep going on and on about a pineapple, but Justin, if I say pineapple, what does that symbolize or mean to you? Don't worry about how it applies to the spirit or anybody else. What does pineapple mean to you?
Honestly, pineapple doesn't mean too much to me. I'm just thinking tropical. I'm thinking location, Florida, that's really what stood out to me when I heard the word
Okay,
pineapple.
that'll work. Now, let me ask you a question. Your friend, the female who died in the motorcycle accident, was this a single vehicle accident or was somebody else involved?
Somebody else was involved.
And did that person survive? Was that a male?
Yes.
Okay, and so she
A
hit
male
the
that,
car. I'm sorry?
there was a male with her and he did survive, and there was another car involved.
Okay, okay, hold on. Do you have a red sweater?
Not personally, but I did graduate from Marist, so I do have red sweater. That's the color.
Oh, wow. See, you're a good
That's it.
example of the no syndrome that I write
Yeah.
about in my books. And Justin, what it is, if I say, do you have a red sweater? No, but I've worn them at my graduation. So the answer is yes.
Yes.
And the thing is, I'm not
Yes.
scolding you.
Yes,
It's
yes,
that
yes.
in my book, The Afterlife Frequency, I write about how to avoid the no syndrome, which creates a block. So basically, I don't fling out random sweaters hoping to get a hit. That's because the spirit's transmitting that to me and she's coming through for you. Okay. And it's interesting because I also don't mean to go through the tropical produce department, but now she's giving me mangoes and pineapples. So obviously there's something, like you said, with the tropics. With her passing, she said there was absolutely nothing she could have done to have avoided this. And I get the sense that I don't know if she wasn't driving, but I get this, I could not control things. I could not control things. Okay. And she appreciates how much you think about her, how you talk to her, and it's not that you're saying like rote prayers, but in a sense you pray. You talk to her, you communicate with the other side, and she's very thankful for that. And when I see an image of a rosary, this could mean some significance to the month of May. So that could be a significant birth, death, anniversary, or event, which may be connected to her or you or someone close to either of you. And before you get into the whole no, and overthinking things, I want you to think of May and what is significant about that. There could be a variant on the name Mary, Maria, Marilyn, Margaret, Rose, Rosemary, which may be connected to you or her. And sometimes when I see the rosary, that's an indicator of someone who may have been Catholic. But she is projecting that to me. Does any of that resonate with you?
Yes, she passed away in May.
And there you
Right.
go. So
Yeah.
now we know we got your friend. You are still in touch with her. Her mom is here in this world, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She said either you are in touch or get in touch with mom and tell her, I hear what you say, mom. I hear what you say, and I love you too. So apparently her mother
Well,
is
she's in this
talking to
call
her.
right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm sorry if you're lost, Justin. God bless you.
Yeah. Justin, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so much.
calling
I
in.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much for calling in. Your love may I make this statement? And your love is this energy, right?
Yep.
But your love for this person is eternal. Do you
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying to you?
Absolutely. Yeah, no,
Okay.
it really is.
It's eternal. It's the kind of
This
thing.
person made me who I am.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm just saying this. This will always be in your heart. And you'll call back to the show one day and we'll have another conversation. But the people that
Amazing.
do move on, they want us to be happy. I know it may be a little early
Mhm.
for that. You have a bright future. You just graduated college, you're starting your own business. But I can't ask how old you are because I think there's some legal thing about that. But I know if I had one iota of your energy and who you are when I was in that place at my age, I often wonder, I often wonder about my life. Please don't ever forget who you are and you're who you're about to become. Okay, Justin?
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate this. This
You
is
bet.
amazing.
Thank you,
I'll
Justin. Thank
definitely
you.
Thank you,
do that.
Justin. Many blessings.
Sierra, who do we have next? Wow.
Up next, we have Angel from Utah. Angel from Utah, you are live.
Hi, Angel. Welcome to the show.
Hi,
Hi. How are you? How can we help you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
You know, I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little hungry. But how
Yeah.
you doing? How's the
Me too.
snow in Utah? Because I understand the skiing in Utah, everything. And just speak a little louder
Mhm.
into the phone if you could. Would you like to speak with Mark?
Okay. Yeah, so I've never like gotten a reading before, and I just kind of wanted to see if there's any messages for me
Okay.
or what he
Yeah.
could pick up.
Yeah.
Well,
By the way, there's not a prerequisite for this show. You can just call in. It's okay.
Okay.
You know,
But
you know, Angel, please take this in the spirit of positivity that it's been. It's so funny. It's like, I've never had a reading, you know, it's like, this is a conversation with people who love you, and it's normal to be nervous. And
Yeah.
if you're nervous, that's actually a good thing, because what you're doing is that means your energy is up. And so it's drawn spirits in, and I'm immediately getting a male energy coming through. He is connected to you through your father's side of the family. That doesn't necessarily mean a father, but it could be an uncle or a grandfather. But I'm getting a connection with you to him through your father's side of the family. And with this gentleman, what I'm getting is, wow, toward the end, his physical passing, everything hurts. All my connective tissue, my spine is killing me. I feel so much inflammation and pain. This poor guy was in a lot of physical pain. It feels like that burning sensation in all of his joints. Sometimes the burning sensation is cancer. Other times it could be indicative of something like arthritis, because different medical conditions have a similar sensation to me. And I'll tell you one thing, though, this guy did not just roll over and die. He put up one heck of a fight. Okay. He was a real trooper, but in the end, it just got to the point where he had to be heavily sedated. He could have been even in hospice care. He was under some type of medical treatment. Does any of this make sense to you?
Yeah, that sounds like my great grandfather on my dad's side.
Okay. Okay. Did he like horses? I mean, I know you're in Utah, and I want to generalize it. People in Utah to ride horses, but he keeps showing me lots of horses.
Yeah, so he actually had like I think he had like a farm. And my dad actually told me that he used to ride horses with him.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
So
Perfect. So is your dad here in this world?
yeah, He doesn't live in Utah, but yeah,
Hold on, because this spirit's talking about your dad and talking about his sinuses and like some type of sinus and infection with his teeth and gums. Do you have any knowledge? Is your dad having any issues with sinuses or teeth and gums?
um, yeah, I don't think he goes to the dentist as much as he should, so that doesn't.
Yeah, that's so typical of men. We do this whole thing like, well, I feel fine. I don't go to a doctor. And then when we go, the doctor finds all these things. I don't know if your dad's going to listen to you because dads aren't good about listening to their kids, but he really needs to get in and get his teeth and gums checked because the granddad is saying that you can head off at the pass a problem now. Okay. However, you want to know about things going on in your life, and your grandfather just flipped a penny, and the penny hit the ground, and I'm hearing Penny and Wendy, Penny and Wendy. Okay. Now, pennies, there could be somebody with a name like Penny connected to you, either in this world or the other side. There could be a Wendy connected to you, this world or the other side, but the penny is heads up. Okay. And what your grandfather said is stop leaving things to chance. You need to make a plan. You need to commit to that plan and you need to focus. He said that you have a tremendous amount of talent and skill. He said, but you are not organizing it for yourself. And I know we all want fluffy, buffy, happy messages, but grandfather, he's not here. He's not yelling at you. He's trying to focus you. So what he's telling you, Angel, is take all this great organizational skill that you have and focus it on the direction. And you know what that direction is. Okay. He said you kind of been slacking off lately, but it's time to get back on track.
Yeah.
Does this make sense to you before I turn you over to Dr. Pat?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I've been wanting to make plans with my future, and I kind of have been like putting it off, so that makes perfect sense.
Hey, Dr. Pat.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for hanging in there with this and participating so beautifully. 2024 is a year of more. It's a year of expecting more. So what's your more? What's your more for yourself?
Sorry, what was that?
What's your more? What do you want more of in 2024?
Oh, well, I've been wanting to go to college, and I just need to make like the step to actually like enroll. So that's like one of my goals. And to just pay off my debt and just live a good life ultimately.
Okay, so let me ask you, and I want you to speak up really loudly. You got me on this?
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, believe me, I do the same thing. I'm the best mumbler on the planet, especially when it comes to stating what I desire. I want you to tell me again what it is you're desiring for 2024. Go ahead, tell us.
So my desire is to enroll in college. I've been wanting to do that for a long time, so that's on the top of my list. And
Good.
other than that, sorry.
That's a good one. So can I stay with that for a minute? Give me 3 reasons why you're not going to take that action tomorrow. Go ahead. It's okay.
I feel like what was kind of preventing me was just like time, how it's time consuming. But I mean, after the messages I've heard today, it makes me want to just get on that, like starting tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'm gonna help you out here. I come from a family. I couldn't read and write when I graduated high school. I just went back to my high school reunion, and most everybody there thought I was dead. They didn't think I'd get past age 18. And I want to tell you that having an education was always important to me. I didn't have the skills. I didn't have the tools. I worked my way up in what was once the phone company. It took me 13 years to get my undergraduate degree because I like to party a lot more. So what I'm trying to tell you is if a person like me, who still today has very difficult time reading and writing, can get through it and talk positively about it, this is your more. You deserve it. and it's not going to be hard, and it's not going to be time consuming, because the world we live in today with education is customized. So if that is your, let's just call it challenge for a moment, I think you got this. You know what I'm saying? Like, go, you know what? Go online and fill out the thing tomorrow, right?
Right.
Don't worry about the rest of it. Don't worry about my GRE scores, my essay. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Mhm.
You will be guided to get exactly what you desire in this arena. Are you all in?
Yeah, for
Can,
sure.
can I jump in for a second?
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
remember there was this book that was going around when I was in law school, and it was a spoof on lawyers. And it's, you know, there's no reason that you can't succeed, Angel. And I'll never forget, all my friends were laughing at this. It said, the bar exam, thousands of morons have passed it. You can too. And we're all laughing about that, because what happens a lot of times is you're thinking that college is, I don't know, am I good enough? Am I smart enough? Can I do this? What did your grandfather say, or great grandfather? You have all this talent, organizational skill, you need to focus it. So the thing is, you can do this. You're doubting yourself. And he said, stop doubting yourself. So do what Dr. Pat said.
Yeah.
Get online, fill out those forms. Just do it, Angel, because
Just do
here's
it.
the thing. Education is
Okay.
something no one can ever take away from you. I mean, Dr. Pat, you were living on the streets, you were arrested, you were
Yep.
down and out, but now
Yep.
you hold a PhD and you're a world-renowned behavioral psychologist, head of the Transformation Network. You do the Dr. Pat show 5 days a week. You do this show with me, okay? Education is the great equalizer. So, Angel, do it.
Angels 2024. Her request for more is getting herself enrolled in that school. Angel, you rock. Thank you so much for calling in today, Angel.
All right. Thank you guys so much. That really helped me.
You know what? We're here for you. I'm telling you, if I could do it, you can do it, and you'll do it easier and you'll do it quicker.
And just think of this, your grandfather, great grandfather, and all your other spirits are going to know
They're gonna
whether
know.
you did it or not. So
They're
wouldn't
gonna
it just
know.
be easier to
Right.
do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got this, Angel. Thank you so much for calling in. Happy New
Thank
Year
you.
for you. Thank you. Wow, what a
you. Happy New
great,
Year.
great show. Angel, you rock. All of the callers tonight. How amazing, right, Mark?
We had really great callers tonight. I want to thank everyone that called in, and Dr. Pat and I will be back next week for another episode of The Psychic and the Doc. And, you know, I just want to say a special thank you to Dr. Pat for doing this show with me. I mean, we just passed our 3rd anniversary. And for those of you who are not familiar with Dr. Pat's work, I mean, does so much work with women. She's done so much work with Lyme disease awareness, put together Transformation Network, which has dozens of shows on it. It's truly an honor to work with her. And, you know, every day you can also tune into and call into the Dr. Pat Show, which is also on the Transformation Network. So everybody, 2024, this is the time for your more. And Dr. Pat and I will be back for more next Thursday.
I love it. Thank you all. And by the way, we're going to be giving you a way to tell us what you'd like to hear more of. No pun intended. Thank you. Thank you to our producers. Thanks to Rocky, Linda, Jessica, the entire team, Sierra, as usual. I know Jessica's doing the phones, but it really does take a village, and a village that we love. You all are part of our family. We'll see you next time.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into The Psychic and the Doc with Mark Anthony and me, Dr. Pat Baccili, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Hey, look, come back next week so we can explore with you more of life's many challenges and learn from fascinating guests. And you know what? Even Mark and me. We'll connect you and discover insights from people in this life and from the afterlife. Extraordinary problems? Yeah, they do. They require extraordinary solutions. But step into the world of possibilities with us on The Psychic and the Doc. That's every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. That's TransformationTalkRadio.com. And don't forget, we're also live face-to-face on Facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio.